Once upon a forgotten plot of land, where the dirt had stories buried beneath it, and the wind still carried the scent of yesterday, there stood nothing, just open space, brushed by time. Not a soul, not a sound, just stillness. The kind that stretches for miles and makes you feel like the world has paused just for you. But then, something rose. Not quite a barn with its weathered beams and humble roots. Not quite a house with its walls too perfect, its edges too clean. It was something else. Something in between. A place built not just with hands, but with memory, with contradiction, with quiet rebellion. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button because it's a simple way to show your love for these incredible designs. This wasn't just a structure, it was a feeling. Steel bones wrapped in wood skin, breathing life where there once was none. Concrete and iron met reclaimed oak like strangers finding something familiar in each other. It didn't ask for attention. It didn't beg to be understood. It just stood there, proud, patient, real. A home born of two worlds that were never meant to touch. And yet, when they did, something extraordinary happened. Some called it industrial. Some called it farmhouse. But titles were too neat, too small. Because this wasn't just design. It was a story, one waiting to unfold. Right here, where steel meets soul. In the heart of rural quiet. Where silence is not empty, but full of life. Where time doesn't race, it wanders. And mornings arrive like soft whispers with mist on the grass and dew on the windowsills. This is where it began. Not with blueprints, not with walls, but with a feeling, a knowing. Here, on this patch of land, something unexpected was about to take shape. A vision not drawn from tradition, but from contrast. Rusted metal forgotten in a nearby field. Planks of wood, weathered by storms, stacked like old secrets waiting to be retold. Everything once discarded, now called back to purpose. It was never meant to be perfect. That was the point. Rough edges, visible scars, textures that spoke louder than any color ever could. We share new content regularly to help you create spaces you love, so don't forget to subscribe. Because this home wasn't chasing trends. It was reclaiming stories. And it stood between two worlds. The quiet, soul-rich heart of the countryside, and the raw, unapologetic edge of the city. Steel and timber, glass and grit, one part muscle, one part memory. That collision, that beautiful tension, is what gave birth to something completely new. Not just a house, not just a place to sleep or cook or gather, but a structure with presence, with posture, with poetry. The Industrial Farmhouse, a paradox that made perfect sense in this unlikely corner of the world. A new kind of dream, grounded in the earth, but reaching for something more. And somehow, in all its contrast, it felt exactly like home. It began with a vision, not grand, not loud, but honest. A vision that saw beyond what things were and into what they could become. If you found this video inspiring, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Your support means to me and it helps keep the design ideas coming your way. Steel beams, cold, worn, once part of something louder, heavier. They'd held up factories, echoed with the grind of machines, soaked in the sweat of labor. Now, those same beams hold up Sunday mornings. They cradle laughter, echo footsteps, and wrap themselves around stories being lived in real time. Wood salvaged from barns long forgotten, planks scarred by storms, sun-faded and nail-pierced, each one rescued, reborn. Now part of a staircase, a table, a beam above a bed. They creak and sigh, not from age, but from memory. They've seen seasons pass, they've known silence. Now they know warmth, and the metal that once rang with the sound of work and wear now shimmers gently in the late light, bouncing golden hour off cabinet edges, resting silently in the calm of a family kitchen. This home wasn't built from scratch. It was stitched together from history. It's part factory, part farmhouse, all heart, because its pieces had a past. And in bringing them together, that past wasn't erased. It was honored. This wasn't just repurposing. This was resurrection, giving new breath to the broken, the overlooked, the cast aside. And somehow, in the quiet merging of old materials and new intentions, a kind of alchemy happened, and a home was born, not good, not polished, but deeply, unmistakably human. It's not just design, it's a dialogue. If you love this type of look, hit that subscribe button to help us create more videos. And let us know in the comments what you'd love to see in future videos. A quiet conversation between elements that were never meant to get along, and yet somehow together they sing, rugged and refined, industrial and deep. Steel rafters stretch across the ceiling, unapologetic in their strength. They don't hide their welds. They wear them like scars, earned, proud, visible. From those beams, Edison bulbs hang like tiny glowing echoes, their filaments soft and slow, casting warmth over the coolness below. Light meets metal, function meets feeling. And then, the kitchen, the heart. At its center, a concrete island, solid, immovable, confident, a surface built to take on the mess of living, coffee spills, cutting boards, hurried breakfasts before school. It doesn't flinch. It holds steady. But just when the lines grow too hard, something softer whispers in. A farmhouse sink, deep and generous, like the ones grandmothers once leaned over with hands full of harvest. Vintage fixtures, with curves that remember another time. Brushed brass that feels like a memory every time you touch it. The floors are wide plank oak, stretched out like stories underfoot. They creak in the corners, not because they're old, but because they're honest. Every choice here speaks. Nothing screams. There's restraint. And yet, so much soul. This isn't a space begging for attention. It doesn't follow trends or chase perfection. It simply invites you in. To notice, to pause, to feel. Because the design isn't trying to impress you. It's trying to know you. And in the quiet between the metal and the wood, it already does. But this place, it isn't just beautiful. It feels like something. Like stepping into a memory that never belonged to you, and yet somehow, it fits. It's in the quiet tap of rain on a metal roof, in the way the walls hold warmth even when the fires burned low. It's in the scent of coffee drifting through sunlit mornings, and the sound of bare feet on old wood floors, echoing softly like a lullaby. This home isn't about finishes or fixtures. It's about the in-betweens, the moments that don't get posted, the quiet rituals that string a life together. It's where Sunday pancakes stack high with laughter, where dogs nap with the kind of peace only old souls understand, where muddy farm boots dry beside sleek black sliding doors, and no one minds the mess, because the mess means someone lived. It's the place where a child's art is stuck to the fridge beside grocery lists, where someone's sketchbook lies open next to a spreadsheet, where late-night brainstorming happens under Edison light, and morning chores begin with a stretch and a smile. Here, contradiction isn't a flaw. It's a feature. Refinement and ruggedness, tradition and modernity, peace and purpose, woven into the same breath. Because the heart of this home isn't in the walls or the windows. It's in the life unfolding inside, day by day, story by story. And in that delicate balance between grit and grace, it all just works. But it's what you don't see that makes it magic. Because this home doesn't give everything away at once. It holds back. Just a little. Like a well-written story that trusts you to keep turning the page. There are corners that don't call attention to themselves. They wait, patiently, for someone to stumble upon them,